Good afternoon and welcome to the program. My name is Ken Ochonogo and I tell you, it is palaver time. Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL, that is what we are looking at today. Our own league, that is the super brand that we have in football in Nigeria. It's been long. I think in '79 that they said we went professional, but then and even then the committee, I think it was the Olukomi committee that says go and have your stadium, go and have all this, put them in place so that you will be like the Barcelonas, the Madrid, the Milans of this world. But then we've been moving on, and at a point when I agreed that we're now professional, Obasuki came in, and then we're now saying, how did we go? How do we go from there? It started well, and we thought it have to be improved upon on the standard that they set. But then that has not been the case. From internal squabbles to other things that are not just peculiar to Nigerian, because it's also, you can think of other places and ask yourself that, yes, issues like hooliganism, issues like disputing match, what the match officials are doing, the refereeing and other things, they're not too peculiar. But then that which is Nigerian is what we are talking here. At the end of the league, the last year league, that was after so much problems that, that was run by the LMC, the League Management Committee, that became the League Management Company, interim management committee, that became the League Management Company. We now said, okay, fine, we could move from there. But at the end of the league, the LMC now came up with the minimum standard they expect the clubs to face before they can participate in the next years. They say, well, of course, every team, whether you are promoted or not, you have to register. And then the conditions for registering were put. That is where the problem started, because initially the league owner said, no, we can't meet this. You can't ask us to bring in deposit 100 million with you. You can't ask us to diversify. It is our company. You can't ask us to do this, do that. But we're saying that there has to be compromise. And earlier today also, they came up to say, yes, the league will actually start. Actually, the league was intended, it would have started by November, and from November it was pushed to January, from January to February, and now March. The World Cup, this is a World Cup here. The World Cup starts in June. So you're asking yourself, 38 weeks minimum to play 380 matches. Should we cancel the league, or should we continue because it's our league? I mean, of these players, some say we're part of what happens at the World Cup, but that is not my issue, because I have those who are here ably qualified to look into it. Should we cancel? Should we say this year's league did not take place, so that we have from now till whenever to settle and go on? And I have somebody who says, yes, cancel the league for this season, not forever. Sorry. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Why do you want the league cancelled for this 2020?
6 months has gone by. We are still dilly-dallying. For us to get it right, for us to have a league that people can be proud of, I think we should cancel it, start all over again when other leagues are starting in August. That should be the ideal thing. Already we have casualties. Kano players already out because they could not play the league. Because of that, they crashed out, and others will follow suit. So if we start the league now, we'll go on break again during the FIFA World Cup, because FIFA has said no league should be on. So why start now and break again in June? Let us just wait, put everything right. By August, start the league with other leagues in the world. That is my candid opinion.
Zubi, you heard him. Yeah. He said, yes, cancel it and start with the other leagues in the world.
Good afternoon to everyone all over the international community. I think one error we've always made this part of the world is that we actually tend to want to create aberrations. We try to make things that are abnormal look normal. Rome was not built in a day. When you look at the pros and the cons, then you have to have an evaluation. You weigh them properly. Now, looking at what we are going to suffer from, should we cancel this season, and looking at what we tend to gain, in spite of the inconveniences, why should we cancel the league? It's simple. We have continental competitions coming up later. 38 weeks, like you said, have been an issue. That's like roughly 9 months.
9 months. Okay.
You know, we have 3 months to go, 3-4 months before the World Cup. We can squeeze it in. Then after the World Cup, we complete it. It's a process. Let people understand something. The league is evolving. Now, because there were certain hindrances and constraints, therefore the league should be cancelled. It's blowing. It's not making sense. So let us look at it from this perspective. Okay, the errors have been made. 2 wrongs never make it right. The errors have been made. Now we are here. We should not be talking about cancelling. We should be talking about how do we improve on what we have on ground. Let us carry on. Let us do the bits we can. Then after the World Cup, we'll complete it. Then things can be all set. It's simple.
You had him. I mean, you don't throw away the baby and the bathwater.
It's just blabbering. Let me tell you, Ken. See, this league ended August. We were told in 2 months' time we will start. We are now the league. According to LMC, now the league will start March 7th.
Yes.
And when you start league March 7th, in 2 or 3 months' time, the World Cup will be there. Definitely, since FIFA has said no league, definitely we'll go on break. And we're going to go on break for 4 weeks. Or 4 to 5 weeks and come back.
And what is wrong with that? What is actually wrong with that?
The problem we have in Nigeria.
I don't know why this
I've never seen anywhere in the world where you go where you start on it.
Tell him what.
Actually, you don't want to listen. I don't know why this will be an argument in the first place.
No, it should be.
No, you are telling me.
For now, no. Go and find out. It's not just blabbering. How many clubs have registered?
I will hear you. Yeah, okay.
7th is next week. No club has registered as of today.
Okay.
Now LMC has said okay from the 100 million.
According to
the 100 million, they reduce it to 25 million.
2 weeks extra. The league was supposed to commence February 21st, between 21st and 20th.
Me, I'm telling you now,
he is telling us now categorically.
No club has registered. If at the end of the meeting, both those who run the club and then the LMC says we can start by March 7th.
See, we've heard this
before. They've all agreed.
We've all agreed in November. And the league will start November. They all agreed.
He said they agreed in November.
In February, that immediately after the Nations Cup, that the league will start. But today, as I'm talking to you now, the league is not. No club has registered. The 20 clubs they've not registered. So what are we talking about? For us to get it right, there are so many things LFC said they should do.
Are you done?
Up to this moment, they have not done anything.
So
why not call up this league? After all, in Egypt, the league is not on. Why not call up this league? Let us see what happens. Put everything right by August. We start with the rest of the world.
What is wrong with that?
Now, this is a very simple thing. It's not even to be subjected to forensic analysis. It's straight.
Okay.
Fine. They looked at things to start in November, to shift it to February, and what have you. Postponement. Now they are looking at something that could make the league appropriate, and now they're coming to tell us they are fine now. The stadiums are going to be okay. Why should you not tell us to wait till August?
If those things are to improve the league, what is the problem?
Is it sensible?
I'm not trying to say.
So wait till August when the league will start. What are we saying?
But this time around, they wasted 6 months.
You call it
of
waste.
This one 9 months.
No, it's not a waste.
And this has started affecting our clubs. Like I said, Pillar crashed out not because they were not good, because the league was not on.
Don't tell me it's wrong. What is wrong about that?
Other clubs are following suit. Why not just let us put it right?
Okay, well, you want something? Go ahead.
He is saying we should stay till August.
Okay.
Let him tell me one single advantage you're going to get from that.
One single advantage.
What advantage have we gotten since the league?
That is inconsequential.
Let me tell you, LMC and the league owners met yesterday. They agreed to start March 7th.
The league starts by March 7th.
As at this moment,
tell me what we're going to benefit starting by August as against March. You've not answered my question. Don't drift away.
We would have gotten everything right.
Let's not drift away. We are in this parliament.
Okay.
The conditions given.
The conditions given. Now, if LMC is now saying, okay, fine, they can pay 25 million. Now, if at the initial instance, if they have all met and they say, okay, what can you comfortably do? Do you think we wouldn't have gotten to this particular state that we are?
These people have been meeting. They've been having meetings upon meetings, and now they've arrived at this point. Paraventure, the league truly commences by March 7th. Yeah. If it doesn't come by March 7th, then there could be an argument somewhere. But now, looking at it analytically, we have time to still run the league from March 7th down through May, June, then go on break for like 4-5 weeks, then come back and complete the league. No, I'm coming now.
That is my point.
No, where there could be a problem.
League will go on break for 5.
No, it's meant for man and not
man for long. All right, now I want to ask both of you this. I want to ask you the same question. I want to ask this: how will they now, if they cancel, how will they fulfill the obligations they have with the sponsors, the TV rights, and other things that they are going to do?
For example,
how do you feel the teams to come in?
Agenda.
Yeah.
They must meet that 150,000, 100 million, this. Have they met anyone?
Have they met anyone?
If not,
How many meetings have you attended?
which kind of
How can you come here and start telling me something? They had talks and you are here talking on their behalf. Were you there?
Okay, but let me. But the same question I asked, I want to ask you this: if you sign with a company, okay, they have the TV rights, they need to show this, and they have also now in their schedule put you in that the league will run at this particular period. You now start from May, you stop in March, you stop, and then you go again. Are you not infringing on whatever you have signed?
Exactly.
Now, these meetings they've all had.
LMC has failed.
They've been having.
Let them postpone it.
He asked a question. I think I have a right to answer.
Yes, answer. Yes,
Now, these meetings they've been having, I believe all parties have been involved.
Okay.
The TV rights, whatever, the dealerships and what have you, they've all been properly involved, and definitely they all are having an agreement. They all are mouthpieces to this issue. Yeah. So I believe for Unto Kairabo, I read this interview comprehensively. To have come out and say, okay, fine, we've agreed on March 7th, then there must have been a consensus somewhere. And looking at the disadvantage, like I said, ab initio of us calling off the league at this point in time to resume in August, it doesn't make any sense. Looking at continental championships, looking at the sponsors, looking at dealerships, and looking at how much we have lost.
All right,
if it is possible, we can take some calls now.
My brother,
let us hear
what
you.
I'm saying
should
is,
we cancel it or should we run and start now? Take the league to break for June, come back after the World Cup and continue.
Would that one be league? Would that one be league? Ken.
Yes. Would it be a league?
Why
would it be
let us call
a
this
league?
spade a spade.
If there was to do a natural disaster, wouldn't we suspend the league?
See, LMC has
What are we saying?
up to this moment have not been able to start the league just because of the stringent conditions they put.
You call them stringent.
Up to this moment,
you call them
stringent conditions. Now that they have not met it, let us just suspend the league till August. Everything. We have run a bridge league before. It's even wrong to run a bridge league. From
the days of Obaseki, the days of the Super 4 and what have you. They never will you allow me say something?
6 months after,
you've been the one like going backward, and what have you. This is simple. Even the Premier 6 people will come here and tell you the advantages are more than disadvantages. I am not saying it is perfect. I am not saying it is perfect to have an abridged league. But I am saying it is more advantageous.
Second round, now we want to start.
It is clear. Like remember the last time we had an abridged league. Okay. That was why the main sponsor then refused to pay the title sponsorship. They said because you didn't run the full league.
Exactly.
So are you not saying if we go that same way, we are still going to run?
Are you also telling me that the sponsors
are asking?
No, you asked me this.
I know you can't ask me. You ask me.
No. If we start March 7th,
have they not been a part of
and break in June?
Yeah.
Then we're not going to start the league again in August.
Okay.
What kind of league is that?
And where
will we now
start the league when in August?
Now, don't forget.